The making of Graduation is brought to you by Skillshare. The first 500 people to sign up using the link in the description will receive a 2-month free trial. Hip-hop was never originally made for stadiums. A big reason for this is the fact that the genre is so young. It hasn't even reached middle age in the context of other popular genres. When Kanye West's second album, Late Registration, was released, the concept of where hip-hop could go exploded.
Yeah, I thought when I did Gold Digger that was a moment I would be on stage and it would be 20,000 people screaming and I would be scared. I tell myself, don't get used to this. You never know when this could be taken away from you because those screams can be like drugs or something. People, they let the fame overtake them and stuff.
If no one else could follow him, West was clearly moving forward and not waiting for any of his trends to catch on before working on the next project. If there was anything that his music brought him, it was unique opportunities. Kanye was given the privilege to go on tour with U2 and the Rolling Stones. Exposed to a brand new world of large-scale performance that few rappers had ever seen, West felt a desire for his music to have the same impact on thousands of roaring fans in the largest of stadiums.
I had a lot of influence from just going on tours and doing stadiums and just hearing the type of music that's really connecting with people. And I wanted to make something that was a soundtrack for people's lives. The songs had themes that people could really relate to.
I learned how to make songs that just connected with people and with big venues, and I talked about things that people were really going through.
He would need to adopt an approach that was completely different from hip-hop. Kanye explored a different aesthetic, finding inspiration in electronic music, indie rock, and house music. The priority was finding sounds that could pierce through the noise of roaring crowds and reach all the way up to the nosebleeds.
And that was the key, to add more synthesizers and make it more stadium. I just walk around, man. I'll be walking around the airport and stuff will happen. It'll be mad funny stuff. People say things. I just talk to people. I see it's just reality, just walking around. It's because, I don't take private jets and stuff like that. Like when I'm in New York, I'm hopping in cabs. I'm talking to real people. I'm interacting and I get just a vibe from the people. And that's the reason why I can make music that really represents what people are going through.
This wasn't going to be anything like his first 2 projects.
And I'm making music. I'm making this album where it's like, yo, you can't deny this.
The title of Graduation spoke for itself in many ways. A clear continuation of the college theme, this third project would be like an actual graduation in the metaphorical sense. If he could make this album a home run, everyone would acknowledge that Kanye was here to stay.
That's one of the main meanings for graduation, is that I've graduated past the negative press and all these different things because, it just is what it is. I made mistakes and everything and I've gone to another place, and this is the career-defining album right here.
I'll be scared sometimes in the rap game, like, man, will I ever fall off? Will I not be as hot as I was at one time? But because I write poetry represents the people, it's like a modern-day Gil Scott-Heron or Maya Angelou. That poetry represents the people. As long as people are going through things and as long as I can take that in and express it in my way, I think that I'll be around forever.
The samples used in Graduation were much simpler, but they were enveloped with synths and strings. Composer John Bryan jumped on the project with Kanye, having just worked with him on Late Registration. Kanye's samples weren't the typical soulful deep cuts from the 70s. Kanye was pulling from Elton John, Steely Dan, Daft Punk, Thriller-era Michael Jackson, and more. Josh Turangiel from Time wrote, West plunders the best samples and meticulously layers every track with enough surprises that there are thrills and discoveries a dozen listens in.
When I say lyrical, it doesn't mean that I'm doing words real fast. Tim Westwood in the best hood, that's good, plus I dress good, and I bless the doing rapping super fast like that. It's saying stuff where each line is like, damn, wow, that affected me. And lines that aren't just lines for the sake of just being hot, but lines where it's like, wow.
On Hot 97, Kanye debuted Graduation's lead single, Can't Tell Me Nothing. The aggressive track was characterized by a menacing atmosphere inspired by trap music of the 2000s. The track is Kanye's manifesto, promising to do as he pleases, promising to never answer to anybody as soon as he gets his money right.
It's like, la, 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 wait till I get my money right. That's spiritual. That's like slave music right there. Like, that's something the slaves would have sang when they were like, picking cotton to get through the day. So now when people are slaving at their jobs and stuff, they sing that to get through the day. Then you can't tell me nothing, right? And a manager comes up and says to me, and all they thinking in their mind was, excuse me, are you saying something? You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. I feel like, people's lives is a movie. People live their own movie. Like in the internet age and the MySpace age, everybody's their own star. Everybody got their own photo shoots. So it's like, it's about me. Everybody got their own band and photographer, and they do their own videos. So the thing is, I need to make songs about the people who are listening to it, for them to feel like, oh, it's a part of what I'm going through. And Can't Tell Me Nothing, it was people who never liked my music who like me now because it Can't Tell Me Nothing.
The song was meant to feature young Jeezy, but despite his absence, the song has become a highlight in West's career.
Me and Jeezy, I have a lot of similarities. People thought that we were totally opposite ends of the spectrums, but Jeezy is motivational and I'm inspirational. For both of the raps, like he gives people motivation when he raps. It's not just about, I'ma do this to you. It's about people listening to his music and be like, oh man, let me go get on my money, or let me go do what I gotta do. For me to go from winning Grammys to spazzing out a European award to dressing like John Travolta at the Grammys to come back and get a record like Can't Tell Me Nothing, that was like me winning a Grammy in the hood. Cause niggas never thought I'd be back. They never thought. It's like if they halfway like me on College Dropout and Jesus Walks, like, yo, we like this nigga cause he different, blah, blah, blah. It was like at a certain point, it was like so far gone, and niggas thought I was like in Michael Jackson level and shit, and Prince level. Like, oh man, this nigga he's just on some other shit, man. Fuck it. They never thought that I was gonna make some shit that just connected like that. But man, my music always been about, real shit that people going through. So like, Can't Tell Me Nothing is not that different from Spaceships, except it got them toomp drums that instantly connect with people in a different way. So it connected, you know what I'm saying? So
in 2007, 50 Cent was at the top of the world. He was basically a pop artist with hits that kept his name on everyone's lips. 50's tough guy image was emulated by countless aspiring rappers. While infectious, the majority of his audience could never understand what it's like to walk in his shoes. 50's album, Curtis, was set to release on September 11th, 2007, the same day that Kanye was supposed to release Graduation. It was a battle over sales, and Kanye and 50 made sure to turn it into a spectacle. After all, it was an important moment for their musical careers. Kanye released a mixtape named after the single. The Can't Tell Me Nothing mixtape featured previews of songs to be released on Graduation, as well as tracks from other affiliated artists. But outside of Can't Tell Me Nothing, there was a monster hiding in that mixtape, a song that would blow up everywhere, and its name was Stronger. Ubiquitous is the word you could use when trying to explain how big Kanye was when Stronger released, meaning he was everywhere, on the radio, in the club, in house parties across the world. The thump of the hit song's 4 on the floor beat would reverberate through it all.
There's people who never even listen to rap that like Stronger. So the fan base has been broadened, and that was the key.
The original sample created by Daft Punk was already famous in its own right in the world of electronic music.
Faster, stronger.
Slowing down Daft Punk's original song from a racing sprint to what sounded like a plodding, destructive droid, West took something a bit more romanticized by fans of electronic music and tuned it into one of the most bombastic rap songs in history. Kanye was determined to make Stronger knock in the club. Not being able to get the drums right himself, he enlisted Timbaland.
How you gonna tell me this record's not hot?
Even though the drums ain't right, I still think I want to get the drums right and get the shit knocking, for the stepper set.
See, my thing is, I can beef it up right now, and you're gonna go crazy, because I can do a lot the other day. I had so many sounds, it's too much to go through. First, get rid of it.
The 13-track album was brimming with lush sonics, with several songs being beautifully based off of samples. As West invited the presence of classic artists onto the album via his chopping and looping skills, they served as disembodied co-writers. Elton John's Someone Saved My Life Tonight serves as a soothing morning welcome to open the album, yet the portion Kanye samples sounds ironically like a lullaby. Steely Dan's Kid Charlemagne featured a lyrical moment that would be the heart of Kanye's track Champion. In the song, Kanye spoke highly of his father, who despite being distant, was still a champion in Kanye's eyes. And naturally in the song, the title was used to describe himself as well. Sampling Pretty Young Thing by Michael Jackson was a brave and appropriate choice when creating Good Life, one of the most popular standout tracks of Graduation. The T-Pain performed Hook showed us what a lot of auto-tune could sound like in the hands of Kanye.
You know, people question, the collaboration I did with T-Pain just because people know that I'm very selective, and T-Pain was on a lot of things. And I just felt like T-Pain is a genius. I think he's the most important person in music right now because of all the hits, all the beautiful music that he's bringing to us. And he just brought a vibe to the Good Life track that was just undeniable. So sometimes people try to front on people because they got too much out.
The slowing down and increasing of the pitch made the PYT sample squeal with joy.
My album basically is a time capsule of whatever year it comes out. So in the time capsule of 2007, what's two of the main artists you remember of 2007? Lil Wayne and T-Pain. So they deserve to be on Kanye West album.
What made the track Drunk and Hot Girls so unique was the fact that it was indeed a waltz. The time signature and overall rhythm of the song is adapted directly from waltzes, which of course couldn't be accomplished without Sing Swan Song by German progressive rock band Can. Serving as the chorus, Kanye thought the singer was saying drunk and hot girls, but indeed was simply saying drunky hot bowls. Kanye felt the song was representative of some of his experiences with the various women he's met in his life of fame. As the pulsing strings introduced flashing lights, it was clear that this might be Kanye's most out-of-the-box track yet. This song made Kanye excited about the future of music. Moving away from the chipmunk soul and other aesthetics of the era, the synth-driven beat was a premonition of the sounds Kanye would play with in upcoming projects. Prince Philip Mitchell's If We Can't Be Lovers sees its contemplative piano being utilized in Kanye's Everything I Am. He realizes that much of what made a lot of artists stars didn't apply to him. His unique taste and personality have taken him to places no one else could have gone.
Your childhood is quite different from a lot of hip-hop artists who have a lot of hardship and came perhaps more from the street. You were fairly middle class, quite well travelled, quite comfortable upbringing. How did that affect your music? And did you ever kind of feel the pressure that you should perhaps, that perhaps you weren't as street as other artists?
The whole thing about rap is that it expresses hardships. I imagine, I'm pretty sure in this past month you haven't shot anyone, but I'm pretty sure you've gone through something hard. Maybe just even in this past month, just dealing with something, some type of struggle. Oh man, I really wish I could do this. I'm trying for this. I can't get past it. People tell me what I can't do, and that's hard. So that's the whole thing. That's the genius in my music, is that I was able to give the energy of the hardness of rap, but express it in, with everyday life.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't gonna honor a gun line from me and shit. So that means that I always have to talk about exactly some real emotional, I'm going through this type shit. It makes it harder. Sometimes it takes longer when you can't just jump to I'ma grab the 9 in your rap. You know what I'm saying? I used to always say, I'm as close as Dead Prez will ever get to MTV. I just got a lot of advantages, and then another one of my advantages is my whole look is real accessible. So when you talk about real numbers, You know, you take a nigga that could really like go on the Ellen show or something like that, but then also do a show with Wayne and have a joint like Can't Tell Me Nothing. My span is so wide, you know what I'm saying? So like with the singles I drop, they might not have been no up the middle radio single like Gold Digger, but I gained new fans and I still got my old fans.
Like they're like, who will believe a rapper that dresses like Carlton?
Well, you really like Carlton.
I mean, look at me. I got my cardigan on right now.
Yeah, you look cool. You're not quite Carlton.
In an album full of grandiose victory lap music, Everything I Am served as a good tempo changer, bringing the listener to focus on Kanye's poignant lyrics. When Kanye spends time in the latter portion of Everything I Am to express his views on gun violence, West takes aim at hip-hop. After calculating the monthly casket count, Kanye laments that rappers still rhyming about killing is so disconnected from the horrors that everyday people have to face. Graduation really was the people's album.
I will stay in the studio. As you can see right now, I'm losing my voice from doing performances because I care about this music, man. I got this opportunity to be on TV and to perform for y'all. Now, this is my job, man, to give y'all the best I can give y'all.
Big Brother was Kanye coming to terms with the complicated nature of his relationship with Jay-Z. With Kanye bothered that Jay also made a song with Coldplay after West did the same thing, Kanye didn't want to play the album for Jay. Jay's response was, "Do you know who I am? I'm your big brother." The rest was history. As Kanye rapped about what he and music fans loved so much about Jay, he also took time to mention moments when he felt slighted by Jay. Its use of homage, while not shying from criticism, made the song a mature and personal addition to Kanye's collection.
For him, it was really emotional, like, for me to play that record for him. Because when I say, if you admire somebody, you should tell them. People never get the flowers while they can still smell them. An idol in my eyes, a god in the game, heart of the city, Rockefeller chain, never be the same, never be another, number one, young Hov, also my big brother.
According to Ann Powers from the Los Angeles Times, the album's subtly dark tone was a byproduct of the inevitable toll placed on West as an artist, an innovator in a genre that he must at least partially destroy to renew. Torn between his devotion to hip-hop tradition and his restless artistic drive.
When it drops, my album is the pinnacle of what music is at that time. It's clearly the best album that you can buy. People understand that. It's branded at this point.
Dropout Bear, as he is sometimes affectionately called, has maintained his image as a representation of Kanye's inner child. The innocence is in the character's face. He still has somewhat of a look of curiosity and optimism.
The artwork was taking a long time. As you can see this, it was done by Takashi Murakami, one of the foremost pop... No, don't clap, man, because I got more info. Takashi Murakami, who's well known for the Rainbow Louis Vuitton print. He's one of the foremost pop artists in the world. And one of his paintings that might be 5 foot by 5 foot can go for up to $1 million. So it was a blessing for me to be able to work with him. And we worked for like a year and a half on this project. And I figured that I wanted to just give people a little bit more on the packaging. We've done like some animated pieces, and we've done like every single cover, merchandising. And on this one, it's like he's graduating and he's blasting off like on the song Barry Bonds, and we say, "We out of here, baby." And it took longer for the art, and we had to move the date back for the artwork alone. But I don't want to over-explain it, because I like when people get their own meanings, because there's certain things that God sends through me to connect with people in ways that if I explained it, then I take away that meaning that they felt from it.
Takashi said, "The cover is based on Kanye's theme of student life, school. It's a place of dreams, of righteousness, a place to have fun. It's also occasionally a place where you experience the rigid dogma of the human race." Kanye's music scrapes sentimentality and aggressiveness together like sandpaper, and he uses his grooves to unleash this tornado that spins with the zeitgeist of the times. I too wanted to be swept up and spun around in that tornado. The music videos shot for the album were imaginative to say the least. With varying styles including two-dimensional animation, Kanye was passionate about his visuals, as seen when premiering the official music video for Good Life on BET.
Oh my God, it's so unfair. Once you all see this video, it's the best thing you ever seen in your life. I swear to God, this right here is the good life.
Other tracks that featured music videos were Good Morning, Can't Tell Me Nothing, Stronger, Flashing Lights, and Homecoming. Stronger was a flashy video directed by Hype Williams. The bright city lights of Japan illuminated the screen, as the video featured a loose narrative inspired by futuristic films like Akira. It got Kanye the award recognition he sought after.
Every time I'm nominated, I fix my scarf, and then I don't be coming up on some of the awards. Definitely UGK. I feel like should have won this, and I've been waiting for the opportunity to actually win an award that I felt like I shouldn't win, so I could tell y'all that really this is just my opinion, that I'm just a fan, and if I'm passionate about it, I feel like that. But I wanna give this award right here to Big Boy and Brian Barber, because in my opinion, I feel like this is the best video.
The strength of Graduation's music would be tested on the grand stage, as fans filled stadiums and raised their hands in celebration of Kanye's Glow in the Dark tour. It was more like a sci-fi space opera than rap concert. The onstage visuals were as ambitious and arresting as the music itself. Shortly after the album's release, Kanye's mother, Donda West, died of complications following cosmetic surgery. Kanye still went on tour, with the performances carrying a somber and eerie mood. This was also during the time when Kanye was beginning to give the world a taste of a new sound in 808s and heartbreak, but that would come later. Graduation sold over 957,000 copies in its first week. 50 Cent claimed that he would stop making music if Kanye outsold him. Kanye beat 50 by over 260,000 sales. But that was never the point anyways. A new kind of hip-hop was taking over, something that spoke for everyone. After Graduation had exploded during its release and reception, Kanye had, in the mind of some commentators, effectively killed gangsta rap as we knew it. No longer would it be the mainstream draw that it once was. As a style, it has never gone away entirely, but the culture asked for something that they related to a bit more, that inspired them a bit more, that took them to aspirational heights. Due to his influence, not only had Kanye graduated, but the student had also become the teacher. He did it on his own terms, and he urges his listeners to do the same. His message has maintained the same general spirit, which is to fight against the status quo, and to be free to take ownership over your own life, regardless of the opinions of others. West had ensured that his music would always be declarations of freedom for all who wanted it.
The Grammy goes to
Kanye. Yeah. It definitely feels good to be home. When working on a hip-hop album in a state, with the music game, they say you can't sell records, or a lot of people say hip-hop is dead. Now people just say the art form wasn't popping like that anymore. I wanted to cross the genres and show people, how we could still express ourselves with something fresh and new, and that's what hip-hop has always been about, coming out with new sounds and stuff. And just to say something about my mother, I appreciate everything, and I know you're really proud of me right now, and I know you wouldn't want me to stop, and you want me to be the #1 artist in the world. And mama, all I'm gonna do is keep making you proud. We run this.
Thanks for watching. As a creative who practices several disciplines, I found Skillshare to be a valuable resource. Their premium membership gives you unlimited, high-quality classes taught by experts in their field, so you can improve your skills, unlock new opportunities, and do the work you love. If you make music and watching Kanye has inspired you to better your craft, you might like Young Guru's official classes on mixing, mastering, and recording. Young Guru is most well known for his work with Jay-Z. If you're interested in my line of work, there are many classes on video editing and motion graphics from beginner to advanced levels. Programs that I use are Adobe Premiere Pro and Adobe After Effects. There are several classes breaking down each of these programs. Skillshare is also more affordable than most learning platforms out there. An annual subscription with Skillshare is less than $10 a month. The first 500 people to sign up using the link in the description will receive a 2-month free trial to Skillshare. It's a great deal that will give you plenty of time to learn and discover a new passion.